Coverage you can count on. This is WTVM News Leader 9.
And we're looking at a fantastic afternoon here at Uptown's Riverfest 2016. What about the rest of your Mother's Day weekend? We'll have your weather coming up.
With the Alabama legislative session in the books, what's next? Coming up, we'll tell you whether lawmakers believe the session was a success.
Plus, a special bonding technique between newborns and their parents. I'll have more on Midtown Medical Center's Kangaroo-a-thon.
And good evening. Welcome to News Leader 9 at 5:30. I am Barbara Goche here at Riverfest 2016 down in Woodward Park and along the Riverwalk in downtown Columbus.
And I'm Jason Dennis. We're having a great time out here. Beautiful weather. Chief Meteorologist Derek Kincaid, you heard from him earlier. He's going to have the full forecast for the weekend. This event goes on for a couple of days. Going to have great music, family fun, everything for the kids, and lots of great food and everything that'll be going on starting at around 6 p.m. is the official kickoff tonight.
They've got great live entertainment tonight as well as tomorrow. The event Riverfest runs through tonight till about midnight or so, 11 at midnight, and all day tomorrow. They've got the music, they've got the food vendors, they've got arts and crafts, all kinds of things for the kids, and the weather is beautiful. I just took off my sunglasses because the sun is shining right in my face, but it is great out here. So hopefully you will come out here and join us here in Uptown Columbus for Riverfest 2016.
Yeah, and where else can you see dragon boat races, right?
There you go. All right, Georgia, back to you in the studio.
All right, thanks Barbara and Jason. Alabama lawmakers wrapped up the 2016 legislative session. It spanned more than 3 months and 30 days. News Leader 9's Michael Downa joins us now with more.
Well, it was a mixed bag this year as most of the Republican agenda, along with both budgets and teacher pay raise, all flew through the legislature. However, if you go beyond that, well, you probably don't have as rosy of an opinion. See, although the general fund budget was passed, it was passed with an $85 million hole for Medicaid. Other big issues going into this year, like the lottery, never even reached a chamber floor, and a prison bill died on the very last day. So with good and bad, the opinion depends on who you talk to.
I think it was a really successful session. I mean, look at the budget that we passed, particularly the Education Trust Fund budget. We got that budget, we got the general fund budget done early in the session.
There's just so much that we need to do as it relates to the organization of state government that went unaddressed in this particular session. And I think the people are going to be frustrated, and I think those of us that elected, we'll see the results of that.
With issues like Medicaid and prisons still needing to be solved, some lawmakers I talked to said they expect to be right back for a special session sometime this summer. Reporting from Montgomery, I'm Michael Downa for WTVM News Leader 9.
Well, skin-to-skin contact, or kangaroo care, is helping newborns across the valley grow strong and healthy, according to local nurses and doctors. Our Emily Arroyo joins us now live in the newsroom with more details. And Emily, the neonatal intensive care unit is currently in the middle of what they call a kangaroo-thon, correct?
That's right, Georgia. They're looking to log at least 100 kangaroo care hours for 2 weeks, but the initiative started on Monday and already has more than 80 hours. Nurses and doctors at Midtown say skin-to-skin contact can help a newborn with development, physically and emotionally. While they encourage kangaroo care all year long, the Kangaroo-a-thon helps them raise awareness to kangaroo care benefits and get a better idea of just how much skin-to-skin contact newborns at the NICU get regularly.
Research shows it has many, many benefits. It helps stabilize their heart rate, their blood sugar, their temperature, helps with brain development, growth, oxygen consumption. I mean, the list goes on.
One mother we spoke with today explains that having a baby that needs extra medical attention can sometimes make it feel like their health is out of their control, but Kangaroo Care gives that involvement back to parents. Once they reach 100 hours, which will probably be very soon, they plan to add another 50 hours to the goal, and so on. Georgia, back to you.
All right, Emily, thank you. And we'll have more information on all the sponsors and people who made the Kangaroo-thon possible on our website, WTVM.com, under this story on the local page. In Alabama today, it was a special day for one Auburn woman and her son. After nearly 6 months of waiting, she became a homeowner for the first time, thanks to help from the community. News Leader 9's Rosanna Smith has the details.
This home behind me is the 63rd home built from the ground up by the Auburn Opelika Habitat for Humanity. Surrounded by family, friends, and community members, Alicia Gillette was handed a Bible and the keys to her new home. This dedication service marks the culmination of months of hard work for Gillette, who put in 500 volunteer hours to help build this home along with 2 other Habitat homes. Now Gillette wasn't alone in the process. More than 600 volunteers from schools, businesses, and churches in the area worked alongside her. She says the greatest joy of all is seeing her 4-year-old son excited about his new room.
It's something that I never had, and I'm glad that I was able to give that to him. I never thought, especially not at this time, that I would be becoming a homeowner, so it's a blessing for me and my family.
This Tuesday, the organization plans to lay the foundation for its 64th home. Rosanna Smith in Auburn, WTVM News Leader 9.
And the Auburn Opelika Habitat for Humanity also hit a safety milestone with the dedication of this home. Since they started more than 10 years ago, they've had no on-site injuries during their building process. Well, Scott Ressmeyer and the Riders were on hand to make a very special presentation to Midtown Medical Center today. They presented an Omni bed to the neonatal intensive care unit, which will help with the care of newborns at one of the region's largest hospitals. Ressmeyer says today's presentation is all about showing the appreciation to those who work in children's hospitals.
It's what they do every day. It's how they live their life, and what their mission in their life is saving babies.
Following the ceremony, the Riders are now heading to a children's hospital in Iowa. Well, now let's go back out to the riverfront to check in with Barbara and Jason live previewing Uptown's Riverfest.
All right, Georgia. Hey, guys. Yeah, we're out here at Riverfest 2016. We're talking to the band. They're going to come over and talk with us in just a minute. Jason is volunteering me.
That's right.
To sing with them.
You don't want to hear me sing at all, yeah. But there is going to be some great music out here starting officially at 6 p.m. tonight, and there's going to be a Fleetwood Mac tribute band here tomorrow, some Earth, Wind & Fire stuff today, so a lot of great stuff.
Yeah, it all gets started at 6 o'clock, and the food is already here, the crafts are already here, and the weather is definitely here and working in our favor. Let's send things over now to Chief Meteorologist Derek Kincaid. He's somewhere out here in Woodruff Park checking out things, and he has the very latest on our forecast. Hey, Derek.
Thanks, guys. You know, out here, there's not just about the music here at Riverfest. We got things for the kids to do, tons of food as well. I'm looking at food trucks, pizza, barbecue, po' boys, crawfish, shrimp, all kinds of stuff here at Uptown's Riverfest. And the good news is, you know, this time of year, the weather can be pretty warm, but today we've lucked out. Those numbers really about 10 degrees below average in many spots. In fact, let's go to those current conditions. Right now in the Fountain City, we're looking at a temperature at 72 degrees, dry air in place, and still that north breeze out there that we're dealing with. LaGrange 72, 73 in Americus, 74 in Eufaula. The weather just perfect today for outdoor activities, some sun, some clouds, but the good news, no rain to deal with out there this evening. So if you're heading out for Riverfest or any other plans outside, the weather looks great. Here's a breakdown of the next few hours, and don't forget, as you're on the go tonight, have that WTV weather app handy and check out that hour-by-hour forecast. Barbara and Jason, back over to you.
The weather's great out here, so thanks so much for that, Derek. And joining us now live is Katie Bishop with Yala PR, promoting the Riverfest. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Good to see you.
So we heard some music, some bands warming up earlier. A lot of these bands are going to be starting tonight and tomorrow, playing all throughout this Riverfest. A lot of local bands and
some local bands, some from out of town. I mean, some of the best bands in the Southeast. We've got a Earth, Wind & Fire tribute band tonight.
Yeah, we just heard them. They were great.
Sounding awesome, even in their setups here.
Yeah.
So we've got a full lineup of great bands over the next 2 days.
So let's talk about also, too, one thing that lots of people like myself like to do is shop. You've got a number of vendors and like an Indie South fair, right?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
We have a total of about 40 different arts and craft vendors. We've got everything from jewelry to clothing to jams and jellies. We've got Indie South Fair coming from Atlanta, a curated market where everything is handmade and handcrafted.
Wow.
Well, and the weather couldn't be better out here right now. I mean, the wind blowing, the sun's out, and I know, that's great for something like the Dragon Boat Race, which will happen tomorrow at 9 a.m. Does that draw a lot of folks? A lot of people like to watch that from the river?
Oh yeah, it's a great thing, a great spectator event. 9 a.m. that'll kick off. You've got teams, 2 different cities going against one another. You've got nice corporate teams going against one another. So it's just really good team building fun to watch.
And we cannot forget about the food. You've got some food trucks. So tell us about all the...
My personal favorite part
Yeah,
are all the food
yeah,
trucks.
food.
We've got at least 10 to 15 food trucks coming from Atlanta and some local ones as well. You've got your taco trucks, your burger trucks, you've got your Caribbean food trucks, and we've got a total of about 30 different food vendors out here as well.
Great. In fact, our news director, Sean, I think just brought us some food, I think, or
I don't
something.
think he brought it for
I
us.
think he brought it for himself. Yeah,
but,
hey, come on, yeah, bring it over. All right.
What do you got there, Sean?
Wow, fried Oreos. Look at that.
Wow.
I'll give that
You
to you.
got a little
Ken.
funnel
Look
cake
at
on
that.
you.
That's very
There you go.
nice. Look at that. Isn't that great?
That's
All right,
great.
perfect.
So plenty of sweet. Thank you, Jason, but I'm going to let you have this.
We're going to enjoy this food and toss it back to you, Georgia, in the studio.
We'll
All
see
right,
just a
thanks
little
guys,
bit.
and we're expecting some of that food back here as well. Well, in addition to the Riverfest, there are a ton of other events happening in the Valley this weekend. Let's take a look at today's event zone. Today is First Friday's Art Walk throughout Uptown Columbus, where local artists will be along both sides of the sidewalk. The free event started this afternoon at 4:30 and ends tonight at 10. Saturday, the Gallery on 10th will be hosting a Mother's Day Art Mart. They'll be giving away copies of their popular postcards and artwork to the first 20 ladies to enter the gallery. And Sunday, the Cotton Pickin' Fair, featuring the 190-year-old Gay Family Farmstead, artisans, and delicious Southern food. It starts at 8 in the morning. And just a heads up, you can now watch all 5 of Jason Dennis's special reports on drug addiction titled Ending the Epidemic on WTVM.com, along with our free WTVM mobile app. Each part will also air next week on News Leader 9 at 11. And coming up on News Leader 9 at 5:30, the Uptown Riverfest kicks off today. We'll tell you more about what events are planned all weekend long.
Now, from your Storm Team 9 Alert Center, WTVM Chief Meteorologist Derek Kincaid.
Well, we are live out here at Uptown's Riverfest down Woodruff Park, and it's a fantastic afternoon. If you have any plans to be out and about this evening, whether it be at Riverfest or anything else going on outdoors, the weather good, the weather a little windy, but other than that, our temperatures not too bad this evening. Let's go to the graphics. We'll show you the breakdown for the rest of this evening. If you're heading out here, not bad. Again, 73 by 6 o'clock, looking at low 70s still around 8 o'clock, but after that sun sets, there's going to be a bit of a chill in the air, just like there was last night, 65 by 10, and by midnight, those numbers around 57 degrees. Now, as you're on the go this weekend, we invite you to stay connected with us. Find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at WTVM Weather. Send us pictures, videos. We'd love to get some of that stuff on the air when we can as we get ready for the weekend. Let's talk about the wind, though. These winds out of the north and northwest today, running between about 10 and 15 miles per hour right now. They're going to be a little breezy out there again Saturday, but maybe not quite as bad as it was today, and today wasn't as bad as it was yesterday. So overall, the winds diminishing a bit. Right now, 70 up in the city of Atlanta, Birmingham at 70, here in the Fountain City, 72. It's 75 in Albany and Dothan, and we're looking at some upper 70s along the Gulf Coast, but keep in mind, averages low 80s, so we're a little ways from that, but I think we're going to be back there tomorrow as we get some warmer air back in here just in time for Mother's Day weekend. Most of the area around here today, mostly sunny. There have been a few more clouds on the northeast side of things in our coverage area, some showers even back in parts of Georgia, East Georgia, and the Carolinas, but dry weather here close to home. And as we go through the next few days, we expect things to stay dry, but check out this. Next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, these rain chances back in there. We know there will be rain around. The overall coverage isn't going to be very high, though. So if you remember what the weather was like, say, last week, we had an unsettled week. We had rain chances just about every day, but it did not rain everywhere. It wasn't a washout, and that's how we kind of expect next week to go as well once we get past Monday. Tonight's forecast, how about this? Lows back down to the 40s and 50s. A little cool out there. 48 in Lafayette, Pine Mountain 47, Greenville at 48. Here in the Fountain City, we're going to go with a number right at 50, 49 in Auburn and Pittsview, and more of those 40s on down to our south. So once again, a little chilly if you have any early Saturday plans out there. But let's break down the rest of the day ahead for you. Going to see those numbers getting right back up there in the low 80s. So a nice warming trend as we get you ready for Saturday. And that nice weather, well, it's going to stick around for our Mother's Day as well. We're looking at a high temperature at 86 degrees. Should be some fantastic weather if you're out celebrating with mom or if you're out doing anything outdoors on Sunday. So we're going to talk a lot more about the forecast coming up on the news at 6, but now we'll send it back over to Barbara and Jason for more.
All right, Derek, thank you so much. Gorgeous weather out here for the kickoff of the Riverfest tonight. It's going to be great tomorrow, so you have no excuse not to come. It's free to get in. They've got all kinds of events for the whole family. One of the things we've been talking about, because you can hear the band back there warming up right now, is the music. Lots of live music both tonight and tomorrow night. Let's give you a rundown now of who will be playing when. Here's the look. First off, at Friday night, we have at 6 o'clock tonight, Elena Royale will play. Then at 7, Chemistry Project Band is playing. Then at 9 p.m., the band we've been hearing earlier, Kalimba, the Spirit of Earth, Wind, and Fire. That's 9 o'clock tonight.
And then tomorrow, 4 o'clock, the music goes on with the Aces and Eights, followed by Joe Country, the Shelby Brothers, Tusk, the Ultimate, Fleetwood Mac, Ultimate tribute band. You love Fleetwood Mac, Lloyd Buchanan and the Cube Roots, and then closed off 10:45 tomorrow night by Common Rival. So looking forward to that. Lots of great music, and we have some special guests with us right now here. Yeah,
we got members from the Kalimba, the Earth, Wind, and Fire tribute band. Right here we've got Chaz, and we've got Chris over there.
Sax player.
Player. And Chaz is the singer. So how does it feel to be here? You said you've been to Columbus before, but you guys are from Seattle.
Yes, we are. It's wonderful to be back and see the folks out here, and the weather's great.
All right, so you are part of the tribute, or the Spirit of Earth, Wind, and Fire, Kalimba, the band, and you sing, right?
I try.
All right, you want to just give us a little sample of what they might, the folks who are here tonight?
Yes, would you mind if I touched, if I kissed, if I held you tight?
Yeah, nice.
Very nice, very nice.
Yeah, sounds pretty good.
Now, Chris, you said not to ask you to sing, but you can play the sax like nobody's business, right?
You bet, yeah.
All right, okay.
I don't want to scare people.
But we're definitely looking forward to, you guys sounded really good in the warm-up, so folks are in for a treat if you come out here tonight to Riverfest.
Yeah, and Kalimba will hit the stage at about 9 o'clock tonight, so you got plenty of time to come out here and enjoy all the bands and lots of great food. We were having some fried Oreos earlier.
That was really good. I had one, and The funnel cake is good too, I hear from our news director who's standing off there in the corner. But
Exactly.
great time, folks, and hopefully you will come out and see us.
Yeah, back to you, Georgia, in the studio.
All right, thanks Jason and Barbara. And still to come on the news at 5:30, the Kentucky Derby is getting ready to start in Louisville. We'll tell you about some of the stars already in town for the biggest event in Kentucky. The biggest event in Kentucky is about to get underway. As our sister station shows us, plenty of stars are already in Louisville for the special occasion.
Welcome back here to the backside. You know, you guys have the celebrities over there on the front side, but we also have a few back here. I'm standing here with two-time Kentucky Derby winner Jacinto Vasquez. Welcome back to the Kentucky Derby. Do you get back here often?
Thank you very much. Yeah, I always come over here once in a while.
How many derbies have you been to since you retired?
None.
None? So this is your first Oaks and Derby since then?
Yes, sir.
What's it like these days leading up to that race? I know you got other mounts going, so you have that to think about, and so you don't have to think about the race the whole time. But what's it like leading up to that?
Well, it's good to have some mount before the race because that is keep your mind off to the other race and keep you going more steady.
Let's talk about why you're here this year. You haven't been back here in a little while. Talk about why you're here this year.
Well, we're representing some company over here with Mr. Lesky, and I'll enjoy being around on the backside because you meet so many different people, and it's different atmosphere for me. Because before I used to come just to ride a horse and leave.
And you get out and you meet the people, get to meet some of your fans and stuff. What's that been like, being able to sign some autographs and everything?
Yes, they ask you for autographs and things like that.
And is there a specific time when people can come up and meet you?
Yeah, well, specific when they see you, they say hello because they recognize you.
Awesome. Jacinto Vasquez joining us back here on the backside. As you see, we're having a ball, and we do have celebrities back here on the backside, guys.
All right, thank you. And we'll, of course, have all the highlights in sports tomorrow. And we'll be back with more news after the break. But first, let's check back in with Barbara and Jason down at the river for the kickoff of Riverfest. Barbara, I know everybody is just waiting for you to take the stage and start singing.
Yeah. No, I don't think they need to wait for that. Well, we do have some really good bands out here. I like the one Kalimba we just heard from, the Earth, Wind & Fire tribute band, the Spirit of Earth, Wind & Fire. They take the stage at 9 o'clock tonight, and they sound really good. All the bands, I think, are going to be great.
Yeah, we've been hearing them warm up behind us, and we don't have the big hats like they do at Kentucky Derby, but we do have, you know, the dragon boat races and all kinds of fun activities all weekend. Yeah,
good food, just like in
fact, we're going to take you, let you look at some video now down the row of all those like 30-something food vendors, and some of them are donating to local nonprofits and churches in town. So this is, you know, benefiting really the whole community.
And you can see all the things that are available. You see jewelry and baskets, and not to mention the food, but all kinds of crafts are here. So it is a great event to bring the whole family, have a great time, and we hope that you will come out to Riverfest 2016 here in Woodruff Park and along the Riverwalk. Well, that is going to do it for us at 5:30, but stick around. We'll be back with much more at 6. We're going to talk more about the dragon boat races coming up
Ooh, looking
in the
forward
6
to that.
o'clock hour.
See you in just a few minutes.
We needed to meet you.
We're back. We made it.